how's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Modern Color with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
What's up? I'm Vince. I play drums and do some vocals in the band.
Awesome. So my first question, Vince, I ask this to every band. How did you start out Modern Color? How did you get your members?
We've all been playing music together for a while, and Modern Color is kind of like, I guess, just a project down the line that we started out of a lot of projects. But we all basically met in school, either middle school or high school.
That's tight. And so I guess you guys, did you bond over, the same artists, the same type of music, or did you kind of have your own projects before and then come together as, Modern Color?
Me and Fleming, I guess at first we kind of met through just being in the same circle of friends in middle school. But I guess through similar music interests is the best way that I can say that we bonded. And we started going to shows at a young age, and basically right when me and Fleming met, we met because we wanted to join, start a band together. So we were already playing music from the get-go.
Gotcha. That's really cool. I'm glad that, things have worked out in the best way that they can for Modern Color. I know that shout-outs to Shirley. She's been mentioning me to you guys for a little bit. So, but my next question, Vince, is speaking about going to shows, what are some favorite venues you guys like to play shows at or go catch a show at in your free time?
Right now, I'd say my favorite venue is Riff Mountain in Fullerton. It's a DIY spot that's run by this awesome dude named Alex, and he also runs a cool label called Pacific Nature. I'd say my favorite venue to watch bands at right now is either, I guess, I don't know. There's a ton of cool venues, honestly. I'll shout out the Regent though, just because I saw a show there recently. And it was awesome. But yeah, there's honestly a million venues out here, and a lot of them are pretty cool. But the best DIY ones to play at are Top Space, Rec Center, Riff Mountain. White Oak just closed down recently, but I'll shout them out anyways just because they're awesome people. But yeah, like I said, a million venues.
Awesome. Yeah, because I've had some bands from California on as well. Probably close to your area, so it's always cool for me to kind of get an idea of what venues are out there. If I ever decide to come out to California and there happens to be a cool show going on, I can try to check out some cool venues. But my next question, Vince, to kind of follow up the venue situation, you spoke about going to a show. What was the last show that you attended?
The last show that I attended was a couple days ago. I think it was a couple days ago, but it was Genocide Pact, Incantation, Gate Creeper, and Dying Fetus at the Regent. It's kind of
Sick.
a death metal show, but
Nice.
yeah.
Which is funny because I know that you guys play a completely different style of music, so I guess it's interesting what type of influences you draw from in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, we take a lot of influences from a lot of different places, but we also just play in a lot of different bands with each other in general. We have a side project of MC that's called Resonate. That's pretty much all the same members of Modern Color. Yeah, besides that, we play in different hardcore and death metal bands around the scene with different people and different friends. We always like to keep things, I guess, fresh in that sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think even for me as a listener, I try to go out and branch out and try to listen to different stuff. So I had no idea about that you were doing death metal stuff or hardcore stuff. That's really neat.
Yeah.
But my next question, speaking about bands that you're influenced by, what are some of your influences?
I guess, I mean, to hit the nail on the head for us, I'd say a band that helped us want to play this style of music more is title fight.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
aside from like the direct ties to their sound, like their ethos and kind of work ethic and how they held themselves is really cool to us. Um, but it's really all over the place, spanning from bands like Daughters to bands like Title Fight to bands like Deaf Heaven, and I don't know. I feel like I'm hitting more general bands to kind of emphasize the more widespread influences, but we really like everything. Honestly, I'd say there's probably like I don't know, maybe like the typical we just don't like country kind of thing, but we could probably find a few country artists that we like and we'd probably pull influence from.
And that's good. It's good to have like an open mind as you know, like an artist too. I think for in the respect of what you guys do, I checked out one of the tracks that Shirley had sent over to me, and I was like, yeah, title fight definitely. But I definitely felt like Deaf Haven was another one that I was like, okay, they got some like different edge to them that isn't quite, you know, along the lines of what like Title Fight does. So I like that you bring different aspects to that style of music. I'm obviously not too versed in it, but I know, you know, obviously the major sort of artists that, you know, contribute to that style of music. But I think it's really cool that, you know, like you were speaking about earlier, that you pull from different genres and that, you know, it makes you sound unique, at least to me as somebody who listens to a lot of music. I think it's always really cool.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's kind of what we're trying to do is without like just making a pile of music that doesn't really make sense. Like more show our appreciation for where we came from, you know, sound wise,
Absolutely.
you know, places
Absolutely.
we love, people we love.
Yeah, I think that I think you show a lot of respect to, you know, who you're influenced by for sure. But my next question, Vince, is a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover in your set list, what would it be?
Yo, we've honestly like prepared a few covers already, but we just haven't played them. But a few of them are like "Undone" by Weezer.
Okay.
We really want to do like "Head Over Heels" by Tears for Fears.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, there's a Cure song we want to do. Uh, I don't know. There's a lot of kind of fun covers we want to do that I think people wouldn't expect us to do, and I think that's we kind of get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I think for me as a show goer, I'm always interested to see, especially if it's a like a not known song, but I know the artist. That's always really cool for me because then I'm like, oh, I know that song. How can I like how can it be spun in a different way? So when you said Weezer, that kind of got me going. So I feel like if any of the ones that you talked about, if you didn't do the Weezer one, I'd probably be a little upset about that. But that's maybe down the line.
The Weezer one is actually one of the songs that we have most worked out. We haven't played it in a while, but we used to jam it all the time
Oh,
and kind
okay.
of joke about doing it. We've also done like I don't know the name of the song exactly, but we prepared Snoopy's Christmas
Oh
one
man. Okay.
Christmas time, and we started playing that as an intro.
That
But that
would be
was
that'd be tight if it was if it's more fleshed out. That'd be really cool.
right.
But my next question, Vince, another fun one. Favorite food to eat?
Um, I'm half Vietnamese, so I feel like I have a bias towards pho. I just love soup in general. I'm gonna be honest, soup and noodles, like you pretty much have me sold on anything. Um, I just started working at a restaurant, so or like a pizza restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eating a ton of pizza lately, so I'm kind of biased there too. I really like pizza. Pizza and soup and noodles, you got me.
That would be yeah. I don't know if I'd want that combination together, but
Yeah,
uh,
maybe maybe not everything all in one, but if you if you give me those two options at once, I'm gonna be seriously torn.
That's true. I would be torn as well because they're both delicious. But my next question, Vince, if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether it be a guest vocalist on your next record or a producer to work with, who'd you want to work with?
In terms of like producers, I think someone that has always been on our list, but a little out of our resource range, is Will Yip from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So, um, either that or like Kurt Ballou from Converge
Oh,
would really
okay.
love to work with. Um, I'm not really sure who else. I'm sure there's like things that we could like come up with if we really thought about it. But those two are definitely like they've always been like dreams, I guess, or like on our to do list.
Yeah, I know Will Yip is like massively popular now. I've been hearing that name a lot for the from the past times I've asked this question. So, um, if Will Yip, I feel like he's always got something good going on, or like the records that he's done have been like really phenomenal. So, um, I feel like he would do your stuff like a justice for sure.
Right.
Uh,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
well, it's cool. He's done a lot of albums that we really dig. I just wanted to give like a quick shout out to a producer named Jack Shirley who did our album Time Slips Behind Us. I'd probably say we'd work with him again because we loved it, and I think he does some really cool stuff out of Oakland. I think he did Were and Nothing and Deaf Heaven. I think the new Joyce Manor and stuff in that vein.
Yeah, that would be that. I've heard his name too around as well, so that would be tight to continue that sort of direction too. But I feel like Will Yip is definitely on the radar for me in terms of like whenever I see a release, I'm like, will Yip produce that? I like that. So,
Oh,
um, but my next question, Vince, is another fun one. If there was another musical instrument that you could play, what would it be?
yeah. I, s- I think guitar in a band, or like I feel like I've started like messing around playing instruments or different instruments already, and I've been jamming out a lot on guitar, and I'd love to play guitar in a band, and I'd also like to be like a vocalist in a band without having to play another instrument, like so just like a standalone frontman. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can imagine the intensity of playing drums and trying to sing. I always found it hard to play guitar and sing at the same time. So I can only imagine if drumming is like totally insane to me.
I'm not sure how it works, to be honest, but it's definitely intense. It's fun though. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm sure it takes like a lot of concentration because you got to worry about like the hand feet coordination. Then you also have to worry about like singing, hopefully well. So major props to you, Vince, for doing that. That's quite a feat.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
But my next question, Vince, I'm a huge nerd, so I always ask this question: if you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Yo, video game character. Um, let's see. I play this game Dark Souls a lot,
Oh, okay, feeling it.
so like maybe like this is I don't know if anyone will get this. Maybe some people, but like there's this there's a character called Artorias in Dark Souls, and he just like lives in the abyss, and that's pretty much all I can say about him. But it's tight. That'd be him for sure. Just living in the abyss.
That sounds like some real emo shit going on right there.
Maybe, man. Maybe I got some shit I gotta work through.
But anyway, that's awesome. I am I play Dark Souls a little bit, so I feel like I have heard that name before. But it's always tight to see what people answer this question with. But my next question, Vince, in your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
Great live show. Um, God, there's a lot of bands. Honestly, I'll shout out some local bands.
Sick.
Absence of Mind, Dead Heat, Sheer, Quiet. Uh, there's too many bands. Honestly, there's so many cool bands. Um, Bands that I saw recently that put on a great live show. Gate Creepers, awesome all the time. And Dying Fetus, I've had never seen them before. Listened to them a lot and saw them for the first time just now. They're so cool, so good, fucking awesome.
It's a
Um,
mind blowing experience.
yeah, it was just like insanely, relentlessly technical, but really heavy at the same time. And it's cool to see a band that can pull off that level of dynamic. I know they're like old as shit now, and they've probably been playing for years, so they have it on lock. But like just to witness it and feel it in person is a whole another thing.
Oh yeah, I probably have some bands that I'm like majorly blanking on that I've seen before, or I had listened to a lot and had never seen up till recently. But I can't think of any off the top of my head. Uh, I think actually Counterparts I liked a lot. I like a lot, and I hadn't seen them until recently, and they're just wild live. So, um, but my next question, Vince, kind of speaking on the terms of best live bands, if you guys could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
Damn, that's hard. That's super hard. Um, I want to see Title Fight live again, and I'm sure a bunch of people would say that. So Title Fight would definitely be on it. Um, I don't know, man. I got to think about this one because there's so many bands that I would love to see. Uh, hmm. I'm trying to think of people that I saw recently that like blew me away. Fuck. I don't know. I got to think about this one. Too much pressure. I
It's
got
a
too much bands
it's
that
a
I really.
very weighted. It's a very weighted question. I'll give you that. I know Title Fight's going on tour pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaking them for a completely different band, but I thought for sure they're going on tour, like in the around this time. Um,
Think so. You might be thinking of Tiger's Jaw, but I
I
don't
could be thinking of Tiger Jaw, but I feel like I've seen their name being passed around a lot, like not being Tiger Jaw. Um, but I'll hit you with the next question while I try to look for it. Favorite movie, favorite TV show.
I'll just do the recent hits thing. Uh, I watched this series called Maniac.
Oh
On
yeah, I wanted to get into that. How is it?
It's so awesome.
Okay.
It's literally something that I didn't expect. So it was cool, especially seeing like Jonah Hill playing like a more serious character. I know he's done it a lot recently, but it's seriously good. Um, Movies. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm in a horror movie kind of like kick right now, so I've seen a lot of terrible movies lately, but I love it. But a good like slasher that I saw recently was Hellfest.
Okay. Okay.
That's pretty cool. Um, that's pretty much it though.
You like those B grade like horror movies that most people like those obscure movies that people don't know about, I'm sure.
Uh, Kind of. There's like a fine line. I feel like it's really like I don't know. There could be something really campy and cheesy like Evil Dead, like the original Evil Dead, that I'll love, and then there are other things like I just watched Terrifier
Okay.
pretty recently, and that was on Netflix, and that one's it's purposely bad, I guess, and campy, but it's like a little too over the top for me. It was just like really gory and like slightly disturbing.
Yeah,
But
I
Yeah.
get you. My next question, Vince. Oh, and by the way, I found out it was not title fight. I know I'm gonna get completely reamed out for it. It's actually turnover. I don't know
Sure.
why. That's what I was thinking of because I know that Turnover is doing a tour with the story so far. Um, so I got them mixed up, unfortunately. But I know I will get.
Similar realms, a little bit.
I know I will get slashed for that. I can feel it. I can feel the comments coming at me. But my next question, Vince, if you're trapped on a desert island for the next month and you could only listen to one album, what would it be?
One album. Shit. See, that's another weighted question for me. That's hard. So hard. Fuck. Yo, okay. A good album is Stratosphere by Duster. I've been
Ooh.
listening to that to go to sleep pretty recently, and it's just a sick album. It's perfect, honestly, front to back. So I'll go with that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
You deliberated on it. I like that. And lastly, Vince, tell them about your band Modern Color, where they can find you at, and anything coming on in the next couple months.
You can find us on Bandcamp. I think it's moderncolor.bandcamp.com. We're on Spotify, iTunes. We're a lot of places. We should be everywhere online. We're doing a small tour next month with a band from our area called Jinx, and they're kind of shoegaze grungy. They're an awesome band. You should check them out. I think it's jinx.bandcamp.com. But we'll be doing a couple California days. We'll be doing, I think, like 3 or 4 Texas days, an Oklahoma day, and then I think Colorado Springs. But that should be fun. I think that's all we got planned for the rest of the year in terms of touring. We'll be doing some smaller shows around our area. And then next year, we have plans for a full U.S., I think starting maybe around February or March. But that's in the works too, so that'll be cool. And we're always working on new music, so I think people can be expecting that too.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I want to give a shout out to Shirley once again. She's the best. Always love working with her. But go check out Modern Color. Links are in the description where you can find out about their band. Tours coming up. If you live in Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, go out and see them. And like Vince said, hopefully they'll be out on the East Coast by 2019, so go check them out. And if you enjoyed this interview, subscribe, share, like it. It goes a long way. And of course, thanks to Vince of Modern Color for coming on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.